Good morning, and welcome to the TimPris Music Show. Today, on this fine Monday morning, we're glad that you could join us. We are Erogenous, Detroit's hottest duo, and we're glad to be here. How are you doing today, Diamond Davis?
Good morning, everybody. Happy Musical Monday to you.
So we're going to do something different today. I'm going to interview this lovely lady about all of the things that are going on with her and all of her organizations, everything that she's working on. In addition to her duties as the front woman of Erogenous, she has a lot to tell us today. So we're going to get started with that. But before we do, we want to give you guys a little bit of news, things that are going on with the band and in the city of Detroit. So we have worked on a film by TimPris Walker entitled The Cable Man, which is Detroit Cable Connection Part 2. And we wanted to just do the end credits song, and we ended up doing a lot of the music on the album, or curating a lot of the music on the album, and we're very happy. And this is the first of two soundtracks that will have appeared on the next year, the second being a film called Rockstar, which is about local Detroit musicians, and our own Diamond Davis performs one of Erogenous' songs in there, and super proud of her for that. That's great stuff. So, Cable Man Part 2 of Detroit Cable Connection will be premiering at the Bel Air Theater on January 6th at 7 p.m. That's located on 8 Mile and Van Dyke, if you want to look that up. Tickets will be available. I will have a few for sale. So inbox me here or at sekprod1@gmail.com for more information about that. Okay. EBB and FLOW is doing so incredibly well. Between Spotify and TikTok, we are just shooting up. Like on TikTok, I think we're doing like upwards of 1,000 streams per day now that they've given us our own artist page, and I'm just super happy about that. Yeah. Are you happy about that?
I am excited about that.
And then, of course, the Encounters Project is our first album, and that's also doing very well. Word of mouth is getting out, and people are starting to see that Erogenous is a force to be reckoned with. And we're looking forward to a great year of events. Our summer series, of course, next year that we are putting together, and some more things that we'll keep you guys apprised of as they come up. Also, our store, Erogenous Music, on redbubble.com. I will have a link to that in the description as soon as we're done here, along with everything else that we talked about. I'll just put all that there, okay? Great. Our next performance will be at Chroma, the Club Chroma. The Flower Show put on by One Single Rose, and that's located at 2937 East Grand Boulevard. Okay, that's on the 7th, and I believe it starts at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, as promised, I want to jump into this and get this interview started. And this will be the first of a two-part series. I'm going to interview Diamond this week. She interviews me next week. And then we're going to break for the winter because it's getting cold and they're threatening a lot of snow. So let's jump into this. The first thing I want to ask you is, who is Diamond Davis? Tell me about you.
Diamond Davis is my safe space. Diamond Davis is the space I create for myself to be creative, to be extroverted, to be loud, to be musical, to be heard, to be bold, to be sensual. I give myself permission to be very sensual and have fun in the space. That's who Diamond is. Diamond is unafraid. She is fearless and passionate.
Mm.
And she's just this great place to be.
Are you, I've seen that on stage because I've worked with you now for 2 years, and I've seen that. What I like to say is when you get the microphone in your hand, Diamond just takes over. And I've had people tell me that you are a totally different person when you're on stage versus when they see our other videos and you're just really laid back and everything. Are you naturally introverted or extroverted?
I'm a Pisces, so we have both. We have the one fish going with the flow, and then you have the other one swimming upstream against the current. So I don't know. Some days I'm more one than I am the other.
Balance. That's one of the things I refer to Diamond as, is balance, because I see a lot of that. What's the Libra, the scales? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sometimes it seems like that's maybe what your sign should have been, but yeah, the Pisces is like yin and yang kind of fish kind of thing. Yeah.
I love being a Pisces.
I actually love that you're a Pisces too. It's a very challenging dynamic that we have, a very challenging friendship, and it keeps me on my toes, and I really enjoy it because most of the people that I encounter are like going the same way that I am, and there's not a lot of friction. And some people would say that type of friction is negative and they don't want to deal with it and all of this stuff. But it's been a rewarding connection for me to be aligned with you and to be able to work with you like I have. I've tried that with other people. You know, we all know that, but it's working. It works very well when we look at everything that we've accomplished. All that ebb and flow, like the album title says, it's a cool thing. So
Yeah, you have to have friction, some inertia in order for things to move forward. You have to have, a position to push against in order to move yourself forward. Inertia.
So the next thing I want to discuss with you, or to have you discuss with the lovely people out there. Hello, Diva D Worldwide, and hello,
Good
Jody.
morning.
Good morning. Glad you guys could join us.
Good morning, ladies. Push some sunshine up this way. Or she said it's cold right now in Atlanta.
Yeah, it's definitely cold in there. Yeah. That's hilarious. We usually go down south to escape this mess.
Right.
So, your website, we both have our own individual websites in addition to all of the social media for the band, but your website is IJS Media, and a lot of people don't know that you are this filmmaking phenom. So tell us a little bit about what you do with IJS Media and all that.
If you go, check out my website, ijs-media.com. You will find that there are a host of audio-visual production, writing, hosting, live entertainment services that are available. I used to do a podcast on WJZZ.
Cool TV.
That we are considering. I'm considering maybe doing it again. But anyway, the Orgasm Show. So that, and then I had a podcast before that called Together in Love. I had another podcast called Life After the D. Life After the D, actually, there's some episodes of that on Spotify and other places where you can stream podcasts. But Life After the D is all about surviving. It's all about surviving your depression, your deaths, drug addiction, just all sorts of things, disaster, all sorts of things.
Definitely life after the D.
But getting through it. Life after the D. Mine's was my D's were domestic violence and divorce. So being able to get past through those things, and really not necessarily telling the story of that, but really sharing the story of coming through and allowing it to have life outside of me. So when we hold on to our story, sometimes we're holding on to pain, and we could liberate ourselves by telling those stories.
Right.
We could allow other people to feel that they aren't going through things by themselves. And so there's something that I say, there is healing in revealing. There is healing in revealing your pain and revealing your struggle and revealing your challenges and things that you've been through. So Life After the D is all about connecting with people who have experienced things like that. So I'm looking to do some more interviews with that so I can have some more episodes available. I also am looking for new guests and a new platform for the Orgasm Show, so I can bring that back. The Orgasm Show is all about sensuality, sexuality, and creative expression. And so I like to bring things to the forefront that can help you with your libido naturally, and things that you can do in your relationship and just in caring for yourself and having fun, to just pump up your sensuality, your sexuality, intimacy, and all out fun of self, your pleasure palace.
Now,
This right here.
as your co-host on Orgasm, I had a blast. It was always something amazing going on every week. You started that with intent. Do you find that your audience was struggling with those ideas, those things of sensuality and their own sexuality, or
No.
No.
I found the audience to be enjoying the show and to want more.
no? I mean, did they tune in? So because of those issues, they were.
They weren't forthcoming. If they were struggling, they weren't forthcoming. I could have used questions and stuff, so we could find out new topics to dig into.
Well, you came up with some good stuff. Every show was really thought out. I've learned a lot actually from you doing this, the way you ran the Orgasm Show. So again, thank you for your influence and your inspiration.
You're welcome. And then there's also a website, actually, Project World.
Oh yeah.
.org/GoDaddy, something ridiculous. Anyway, Project Wild World is available on Instagram, but I am slowly building that particular space in place, and that is another place by which I'm uplifting women, beautiful, wonderful women of the world, right? WOW stands for Women of Worth. I invite every woman to join because every woman has worth. And in this space, I provide a safe space for women to have discussions about the many challenges of the journey of womanhood, as well as, again, sensuality and sexuality, right? We need to be able to heal through sexual traumas. Many of the women in the circle have come into an experience of that. Project WOW is, again, supporting this space for women who have endured sexual trauma or domestic violence, things of that sort. And we get together and we have virtual circles in which we have wonderful discussions, and people are able to network and make connections and get support around things that they need. But also, we come together and we have live in-person events, things like Paint with Passion parties and vision board parties, things of that sort, writers workshops, things like that. And Project Wow, one of the projects that we wow the world with is vagina monologuing.
God, yeah, that's coming.
Yes. We love to tell the stories of the vagina. Vagina monologuing allows us to be able to have those conversations, as well as to develop ideas about stories that we want to tell. So I invite women to not only be a part of the sister circle for the discussions, but also when we have writers workshops, to tap in there and be able to express or release stories that they want to share, or at least be rid of inside of them, stop carrying inside of them. So
yeah, it's a lot of weight to carry.
It is. So yeah, I'm doing those things.
So, Project Wow deals with that among your regular meetings. Are you planning on taking Vagina Monologues back to the stage at some point?
Yes, I am planning on bringing another production of the Vagina Monologues in May of 2024 around Mother's Day, as we uplift the mothers. The experience of the vagina brings you into motherhood, right? Yes, absolutely. And so we're going to be absolutely uplifting that experience by having some fun for Mother's Day, putting together the Vagina Monologues. We'll have some traditional pieces, and we'll also have some original pieces who have been written by local artists and ladies who are very talented in participating in the WOW project.
Well, thank you for that. You hear that, ladies? Stay tuned.
Yes.
We're going to have more about that upcoming as
Writer.
as things progress into the new year. We are in December, and this last 4 months have just flown by. I can't believe it. Things are just moving forward so quickly, and so many blessings that we've had to deal with. It's almost like hard to slow down sometimes and process some of those things. And as you hear Diamond saying, she has a lot to process. You're a mother of 4. Talk about your family.
I have 4 dynamic children. My oldest, Trey, is 23, culinary genius. Yes. We're looking to support his endeavors in the culinary arts as he brings forward delight in our taste buds, okay? Satisfaction to our stomachs, satiation to our appetites. And Nasir is 21, and he is artfully blessed. He also has a very strong personality and a great sense of humor, a super crazy sense of humor. Witty and clever about the mouth.
Yeah, he gets it honest.
And so I absolutely enjoy life with him. Then I have my grown-ass man trapped inside of a teenage body, who is Gavin, who is 17. And he just, everything about him screams, I can't wait to be grown.
He thinks he's the father.
Right.
Yeah.
He thinks he's my dad.
He's the one that goes, have her home by midnight. I'm like, okay, we just got a concert. I'll get her back.
Yes, yes. He's wise beyond his years.
Yes.
He's extremely articulate, like an old soul, but just he loves his mom, and I just love him. So he is absolutely a grounding energy that I have in my life. I absolutely adore him. I adore all my children. I adore all of you guys. Yes, I do. And then the baby,
The young prince.
the young one, young Prince Adam. God's first and my last, baby. Adam is 9 and a ray of sunshine, constant energy, the constant reassuring that I am a decent person each and every day with every hug and every interaction almost is just, it's delightful. I super love being a mom. I would kill a brick over my kids, and yup. I'd fuck up a whole town. They are a lot of fun. They provide a lot of feedback, but also a challenge and structure, responsibility, generosity, spirituality, intellect. They provide a lot of stuff and make you cultivate things inside of yourself because you want to provide the best experience for them as children. You are sort of their ambassador here on planet Earth.
Mother of the Year. She's really good at her job. She has a way of speaking life into men that I've not seen in a long, long time. Yeah, there's some that I know that do, but it's not too common, not as common as it needs to be from a nurturing perspective. So it's fun to watch, and your sons are all amazing. I spend a lot of time at the dining room table, and they are all great, so great job there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so here's something that I've experienced with you one or two times watching you teach. Many don't know that Ms. Diamond Davis is an anthropology professor. Professor Darman. Yes.
Yeah.
So how did you come to be interested in anthropology and then to determine that that's what you wanted to be a professor of?
So anthropology was like just cool. It was always fun taking an anthropology course. I always just learned something new. I don't know, I just gravitated to the curriculum, period. And I found that within anthropology I could explore so many different aspects of humanity. And so I was taking anthropology courses because I just liked it. And I was also taking courses that I needed because I actually was a communications major at first. Oh my gosh, trying to get into marketing. But this one thing called econ kept popping up on my schedule, macro econ, micro econ, and it kept kicking my ass. And I decided to change my major. And I am delighted that I did change my major. It is a unique space to be in anthropology, but it also allows for so many cool conversations in the classroom, cross-culturally, as well as being able to connect anthropology to things that are happening in the world now, and really being able to sort of bring life and relativism to it that sometimes a regular teacher might not bring.
Regular teacher.
A not me.
Yeah. Boring. Like I said, I've seen her class and it's quite exciting, and it was fun to watch. I get to see the both sides, the laid back side and the fun side, but I hadn't seen the teacher side, and the first time I watched it was like, man, I want to get in this class. That's cool. Good teacher. My teachers were boring. So you are the front woman for Erogenous, Detroit's hottest duo, one of the fastest growing house music bands in the country. So say we all. What's that experience been like for you? Do you enjoy it? And where would you like to see the band ultimately end up?
I just humbly participate and show up how I show up to any other thing that I dedicate myself to. I just try to do my best, bring creativity, learn along the way, teach along the way, love along the way, and allow that space to organically grow whatever is going to grow there. Of course, yes, let's make millions and millions of dollars. Let's do that. That's not a problem. I'm not objecting to that at all. I don't. No. I make myself available to that, Lord.
I too,
Thank you,
yes, me too.
Universe, yes, we'll take that. But at the same time, I am open to all the other stuff that comes from meeting people and being able to create music, which again I think is one of the most amazing things that humans contribute to their existence on the planet. Being able to grow through relationships, being able to connect with people, and then having that space where I get to explore this part of my personality that does kind of light up when she gets on stage. That other person who is really a little girl, who is really probably my 7-8-year-old self.
Yes.
Who always wanted to be on stage but did not have the opportunity, so she just gets up there and cuts up.
Well, it's a joy to see and an honor and a privilege to have you as the front woman of this behemoth. I didn't expect to be where we are. I thought we would record an album or two and then things would settle down. They don't seem to be settling down at all. And a lot of that has to do with the energy that you bring, the way you engage the audience. That's very important. And a lot of bands that I watch on social media, TikTok and everything, you have some really good front persons. Like you got your Freddie Mercurys and your Dave Grohls and everything. And I think that Erogenous has a very energetic and lively and engaging lead singer, poet, front woman. And it, again, is an honor. Thank you so much for taking my request seriously. Some of you don't know. She was like, I'm not a performer, I'm not a singer, I was like, please, 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 please. And she's like, all right, give me the mic. And then she was like, okay, I'll do this. And then she has done it very well. Very, 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 very well.
Thank you.
Amazing. So, what are your future goals for everything that you're involved with? What would you like to see yourself in, say, 5 years?
I want Project Wow to be international. I want what I am creating around vagina monologuing to expand to be its own unique thing, and for it to develop its own brand. And, I want to bring a greater amount of healing to the world, so I want to stop being so shy in my space, get on TikTok, get a little more out there, a little more to provide a little more healing, a little more creativity, a little more learning, a little more teaching, and a little more loving.
Well, I think you have it in you. We've worked on some meditations together, and the response has been really positive. And you're a natural teacher again, and what they say on Saturday Night Live, doggone it, people like you. So I'm looking forward to every great thing that you do, and I will, of course, stand behind you in all of that. I thank you for taking the time out to tell our wonderful viewing audience a little bit about yourself. And do you have any last words for them?
Yeah, just check out, look for Project Wow on Facebook. Look for our group. Also, check out Diamond Davis on Facebook, perhaps, maybe, I don't know. Diamond D313 on Instagram. And of course, erogenous music on all streaming platforms and social media sites.
Well, as I stated earlier, next week we're going to switch up, and I will be the interviewee. I get to stand on that side. And that will be our last live for the year. We're going to take our winter break and get some things together and get past the movie stuff, and continue to promote the album Ebb and Flow. And I want to remind everybody that the movie premiere for Cable Man is January 6th at 7 p.m. at the Bel Air Theater. I will have tickets available as soon as I check with Terrence Walker. I'll meet with him today or tomorrow to get those. And what else? Well, yeah, Ebb and Flow and the Encounters Project are available for streaming on all platforms at the moment. And forever, of course. Now I want to sneeze. Can't do that on TV, can you? No. All right, no sneezing.
So Diva D, she was asking, how do you make anthropology relevant to the kids? I'm so glad that you asked that question. So one of my projects that I have in the classroom is that I ask the kids to approach something in society that they would like to change. It could be something systematic, something behavioral, something social, or something physical that you want to change about the human society. And they come up with a lot of different things that they'd love to change. And then the unique thing is, how do you go about doing it? How do you get people to buy in? How do you get the public? How do you get support around it? And it is to get them to think about how to solve society's ills and how to go about engaging in doing that. And sometimes we even have conversations around things that are already going on. So sometimes they'll think of something like, well, we want to stop like people's rudeness. How do we get people to just be more polite to each other? And so one of my students had an idea that they would release a gas, odorless gas in all the places that we are, when we're at the hospital, when we're at when we're at the when we're at the bank, when we're at work, when we're at school, when we're at the supermarket, all these places, this gas is being emitted, and it really is something that helps us to stay in a happy place. Yes, they would like for us to be high.
Laughing gas.
Right.
Okay.
Now, even though, some people were like, well, that's just kind of ridiculous. How can we do that? And it's like, well, it's not so ridiculous because there are some things that are already being put on us, like sugar and everything that we eat. Whether or not you want that additional sugar or sodium or not, it's present in the food. And so this begins them thinking about the structure of how society already works and how to change things moving forward. So that's called applied anthropology. That's something that they learn in my classroom. So yeah, that's one way in which I connect the dots for.
And thank you for that, Diva D. That was a wonderful question.
That was. Thank you. That's an awesome question.
She said she's proud of us both. Look at that.
Thank you, love.
Yeah, Cable Connection Part 2. Cable Man is the Detroit Cable Connection Part 2. It is a sequel. Empire Strikes Back level. I've seen the trailer. I'm in it for 0.0002 seconds, and I was like, that's enough. I want to wait for the premiere. But the trailer is amazing. Terrence has done a phenomenal job. he kept us waiting. This movie was supposed to be out, I think, in July. And the cast is like, well, what's going on? When's it coming out? And so he just finished editing, I think, last week.
Yay.
And,
Gotta get that edit together.
Yeah, you got to get it right. Yeah, you got to get it right. So yeah, we'll have more news about that and more news about Rockstar coming up.
Yeah, Rockstar's movie coming out on Tubi, hopefully sometime next year. Yeah. And I'll be doing a little just a little snippet performance from Erogenous.
This stuff will look good on the resume.
Yes, yay.
Let's see, what else do we have? Do we have anything else? Oh yeah. I don't know if this is going to be our last performance of the year. It might be. But at Chroma, which is located at 2937 East Grand Boulevard, again, we will be at the Flowers event that's put on by One Single Rose. Most people know Rose. So if you want to see us perform before the year is out, come on out. That will be on the 7th, and I believe it starts at 8 p.m. Okay. So we will be back next week, around about the same time. We know we got a little bit of a late start today, but we're going to say somewhere between 10:30 and 11 we'll be here.
No, 10 and 10:30. We're going to get it
10
together.
and 10:30.
We started at 10. We're going to keep it. I was late today. I had to go pay the rent, grab some coffee. My bad.
I can't coffee.
My bad.
There's some changes coming. Let's talk about some changes before we leave. Everything that has to do with Erogenous is going to be not completely separate now from TimPris music, but Erogenous has all of our own things going on. We have our own Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, email address, so we're transferring all of that over to those sites, so you can find us all in one spot. And then, of course, the TimPris music is going to still incorporate things that Erogenous does, but it's also going to incorporate the meditation music that I do, the guided meditations that we do together, and then some of the videos that we're going to put together for that. So we're just trying to split everything up so no one gets confused and it's like, well, what are they doing? So we'll keep you guys posted on all of that, of course, coming up as well, okay? Follow us on all of the social media, as Diamond says. We spend a lot of time on TikTok, but we also have the Facebook fan pages where it all started.
He spends a lot of time on TikTok. I still am not on TikTok, but okay.
I have to send things for approval. She's like, that's great. Go ahead and post it.
I get it after.
40 or 50%. I tried to spare 60.
80.
65.
65. 80, 90.
I tag you though.
Right, okay. Here we go.
We love you guys. Thank you for all of your support over these last 2 years. I did just post a video on our TikTok page when I was at Burt's over the weekend about where we started. I filmed the stage and talked to some of the people and put up some pictures of our early performances when we were terrified to be on stage in front of people, but now it's going well. And there were those who were on the staff who were like, oh yeah, you guys started here and now you're doing great. We're watching. They're watching. So that's good. It's good to be aware, have people aware of you. It's the time of our lives. It is. So we're going to ride this bus, ride this wave, and you guys keep throwing water and we'll keep skiing over it and all that. TikTok is our home, says Diva D.
I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there.
Oh, yeah. She's going to get
coming.
there.
I'm coming.
And then
I'm
when
coming.
she gets there, she's going to be like the rest of us. I can't get off of it. It's awesome. It's awesome.
I don't want
That's
to be addicted.
awesome.
I don't want to be addicted. It has to be a tool. I don't want to be addicted.
I'm not addicted. I'm addicted.
I know my Instagram is enough.
She's so cool with it. It's like, oh, she posted something. The stories are great. Her stories are great. I'm trying to do stories like that. But she'll post something and it's like, oh, that's cool. And I'm like, I need to take a break. I think I'll take a nap because otherwise I'll be on social media all day long. I like people to know what we're doing. That's all.
That's cool. Somebody has to do it.
Yeah. That's okay. You can pay me back when we have a concert.
Somebody has to do it.
I'll be like, no, you get out front. This is usually a 30-minute show. We had a 38-minute show last week. I just enjoy doing this. Thank you so much for being the interviewee. Nicely done. I even learned some things today that I did not know. So.
Very good.
Everybody have a fantastic day wherever you are in this great big world of ours. And we will see you again next week right here on the TimPris Music Show. Again, all of the links for everything we discussed will be in the description when we're done. And we look forward to seeing you again. Until then, pray for each other, pray for us, and we will pray for you. Blessings to you.
Good night.
Bye now.
Peace.